Man, we ain't gotta take long, man. I'm only gonna play a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm only gonna play because I know y'all all seen. Did y'all watch the news conference that I ran the live on?
Yeah, I watched it on.
Weird. All right, yeah, we back. So when I first saw it, I saw somebody say somebody was missing. I saw a lot of support going out, but then real quick, I saw people detracting, like coming up with conspiracy theories. So I was like, okay, man, are we tripping again? I'm like, are black people tripping? I don't know. I didn't want to jump to no conclusions. And I ain't even and shit, we didn't even have time to jump to conclusions, really. Because as soon as I started seeing memes, the next day, this full press conference comes out. And what did y'all think initially? Like when it first happened, when the news first broke, what did y'all think initially?
I didn't say anything. Like I saw everybody posting kind of, I pray she's okay, she's safe. And it was just kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I just didn't want to say anything. Some just told me not to say nothing. Because I didn't want to, I already feel like people be bandwagoning when they do that. Because it's right. Like, y'all, it's people go missing all the time. Y'all don't be caring about these people.
Right.
So that's why I was like, okay, let me just follow the story and see what happens. And then I saw all the bandwagon and it's like, y'all people don't actually care. Especially when she finally was found. And then people were like, she did this for attention. And I was like, see, that's why y'all should have been out here fake praying anyway. Y'all wasn't actually praying in the beginning anyway.
Right.
But y'all jumped on the she faking it real quick.
So this is why I saw a lot of people responding. And that's what I saw a lot of people saying what you were saying. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, I'm just middle of the road. I still ain't even processed nothing yet. Okay, but go ahead. Go ahead. And so did you, Sam, when did you pick up on it, and did you believe the story initially?
I believed it initially, and I shared the missing person photo because I tried, a little while ago, I had became desensitized to all that, and then I just keep scrolling on by. But I was like, I want to be better and actually help bring some awareness. So I shared it, and I was like, there was some genuine concern there, and so it was just like, damn, I hope they find her. And then my wife sent me an update, said that she'd be found. I mean, said that she was found. So I shared that too. So I was like, man, God is good. All that stuff. And then immediately I started seeing folk like, nah, something ain't right. So that started to aggravate me. So I'm like, man, y'all niggas don't believe nothing. Like, but then this. I said, man, let me go back and delete everything I shared, man.
This is why you gotta sit back and keep your thoughts and prayers to yourself for a little bit.
I was like, come on, man. Somebody grandma could have used that prayer. She out here playing. Man, but it's disappointing because Black people already don't get equal amount of airtime when they go missing with missing person cases. So they finally get one that people are aware of it, and they covering it in the media, in the news media. And damn it, if she ain't a juicy, like, come on, man, you just like, man, it's like here we go. We finally somebody Black finally get some attention. People searching for and all this stuff, and she out here lying for what? Out here lying, man. I was like, man,
why?
I don't want to talk about her no more.
If we ever get a why, like if we just ever get a why, the people who I feel the worst for in this whole situation are the damn parents. Like that embarrassment, that level of embarrassment, I can't imagine, because initially you go through all that worry and turmoil, because I know whenever I hear something about somebody missing, my brain already thinks they gone. You know what I'm saying? Because we know if somebody ain't found within a certain amount of time, most likely by the time they're found, they're no longer with us. And so my thoughts immediately when somebody goes missing, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Another life lost. And then I start thinking about parents and you know, I got daughters, I got, you know, a son, I couldn't imagine getting a call or something popping up the day missing. So immediately I did go there. But again, I wasn't so locked in on it to where I had invested anything. And so when I started seeing that people was tripping, I'm like, man, are we tripping? Are people tripping, or is there something to it? Look, a lot of times the public, we go too hard in the direction of being skeptics. A lot of times we do. But this time, this time, a broke clock. Y'all had it right, bro. I mean, I know there's so many people like, I told y'all. You can't be mad at them. They were right. But it's sad when somebody leverages social empathy and effort like that for nothing. Again, Juicy Smouye was a whole nother one. Like, dude straight leveraged blackness and, you know, homosexual empathy. He straight leveraged that to generate a new buzz, and was just lying. So Dana, what did you think about this situation right here with the Carlee Russell? What did you think initially when it first broke? What did you think?
Man, I was out there feeling sorry for her. You know, like just like that. You know, until y'all show me that she wrong. You know, I want somebody to come home, somebody to be there for their family. You know, when you got kids, I went out to her parents. I did have some questions about that baby on the side. I-75 around here in Florida, but hey, it didn't sit right. But I was just gonna wait it out before I think the worst. I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, but she embarrassed. We took an L on that one.
Yeah. Listen, sisters, y'all finna wear this one. Y'all gotta wear this one. Y'all listen, y'all be making us fellas take these L's and wear these L's.
Not this one.
Yeah, y'all gotta wear this one. This on y'all. This y'all homegirl.
Girls can take them. Let them period booze.
The who?
The ones that say period. That city girls can take that L.
City girls gotta take this L.
I wouldn't do that.
I don't even want them to take it, because all black women should be protected regardless. Just because we got this one outlier, no, she ain't part. She can't come to the cookout. I don't care how much she is.
All right, then. No, I really just want to know, man. Like I said, I hate that she leveraged public empathy and effort and concern like that. It's horrible when that happens, because again, we ain't in a position as a collective to even play like this.
Yeah, trafficking is at large, and for her to take resources, you know, a lot of resources,
like
real stuff.
And that's the thing. It's like, man, I know everybody gets concerned when a black woman or a black girl goes missing. You know, I know a lot of people don't think so, but there really is a lot of concern. And then so for this to happen, it's just one of them things where it sucks. It definitely really sucks. So y'all know I always got something funny for y'all. I got a funny one for y'all ass this time. So have any of y'all ever listen? I don't know who has on this panel has shoplifted before. I don't think Frank Deadwaller, my boy Sam, I don't think he's ever shoplifted. Have you ever shoplifted?
No. I mean,
Stole some from Walmart.
I'll say when I was like maybe 5, I took a toy from Eckerd. It was a car.
Eckerd, boy, you old boy.
Yeah, you old.
It wasn't in like a package. It looked like somebody had started the process of stealing it, but probably got caught and slapped out their hand, and it was just sitting there. So it was just a toy car just sitting out there naked. I just picked it up, put it in my pocket, just kept going.
Kept it moving.
If you want to call that shoplifting, then yeah, technically I did shoplift. But outside of that, no.
What do y'all think should happen to the older people, elderly people? If elderly people shoplift, what do y'all think should be done with them?
It depends on what it is. If it's food, nothing.
Okay. Oh, look at her coming with the ethics. Coming with the ethics. Boy, you just love humanity. That is a beautiful thing. See, I'm with tackling the shit out of old Esther if she coming out there with tackle her ass. But anyway, I'm gonna share this video. I'm gonna share this video, and y'all tell me what should happen to these older gentlemen that decided that shoplifting was the way that they was gonna get what they was gonna get. Y'all tell me what's
oh, they white too?
Yeah, boy.
Look at you boys.
Is this Buc-ee's?
Look like it.
I love Buc-ee's.
How you gonna shoplift in Buc-ee's?
Oh no, that's a golf store.
Look at them. Look at them. Get that shit. Get that shit. Hurry up, nigga. Hey, man, hurry up. Tuck that shit. Hey, tuck that shit. All right, bro. All right. Now walk cool, nigga. Walk natural, nigga. Hey, man, come on, man. Walk natural, nigga. We out. We got him. Got their ass. Got him out the door. Now, should they be prosecuted?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. They alive and kicking and headed to the golf course. Get their ass.
Hell yeah.
Like
one club.
I'm trying to imagine.
It was two of them.
It's two on, but they stole one club.
No, they took two clubs. No, they took
two clubs.
They stole. One for me, one for you, bro. You look out. You got to get me one. That's the way it worked. See, when I shoplifted, the way it worked was if we both went, if I looked out and you took, you got something for me for me being the lookout. That's the way, when you're a little criminal, you say, hey, we both got to be good. I'm the lookout, just like the getaway driver. The getaway driver get a cut of the bank heist too. So, you know what I'm saying? They was in on this together.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. I listen, I don't want to say I love it because I'll be judged. However, they said, look, man, this economy tough. And we ain't finna pay for these clubs. Just get it and go. Now, Frank, I got a question. If you were security, how would you handle that? If you witnessed everything, how do you handle that as security?
Oh, Mr. Drummond when they got clothesline.
Oh.
Mr. Jones.
So you fighting them old heads over the club they still in the
man. Yeah, I take full advantage of that. But I had them old decrepit feet kicked up in the air. They get toe spread when they back hit the ground.
Sheffy, if you see these old guys shoplifting, are you gonna tell? Are you gonna call the cops? Are you gonna call security?
Oh, I'm absolutely snitching.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Because if it was one of us, they would snitch on us. Even if we ain't stealing, they snitching on us. So hey, Tom and Jeff over here with his golf club, y'all better come get them.
Yep.
They got a 9-iron.
Yep.
I'm pointing and everything.
So you telling too, Desi? You telling
them? Definitely.
Damn, y'all cold as hell. Dana, you snitching?
I'm snitching.
Yeah.
Gotta let them know it's the law.
Wow, boy.
Suspicious white men in golf stores.
Yep.
We're a nation of law and order.
Yeah.
Oh, all of a sudden, boy, y'all ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody on this panel.
If it was Auntie Jean shoplifting some food or some clothes, listen, I'm the second lookout. I'm the third accomplice.
Right. So you gonna help Auntie Jean?
I'm gonna help Auntie Jean.
Wow, y'all wilding today.
They thought they had enough privilege that they can just walk out there with it.
And I gotta let them know they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I gotta let them know you don't.
Damn, boy, would have ran up and speared him right in the middle of his spine, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know why you. I don't know.
I would have had him clutching his chest, reaching for a heart medicine.
I don't know why this man is so violent, and I don't know why y'all all just so vigilant to snitch on this man. Like, listen, I get it. All right, so I'm gonna jump past
we
that.
We get accused of it all the time, and we don't be doing nothing. We be
you're right. No, you're right. You're right. I mean, y'all want some get back. I feel you. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
So for the next subject, man, I came across this video, and this husband confronts his wife about some infidelity. I'm gonna play the video. I want to know everybody's response to it. I feel a little bad for bruh. Now I hope this ain't if it's a skit, just play. If you think it's a skit, that's fine. If you don't think it's a skit, that's fine. But just imagine, because this is a real life situation. It happens all the damn time. But this man confronts his wife when he finds out that she's been cheating.
More like it's a skit.
With my lawyers. We've been together for 5 years, and I found out that she's been cheating for the last 7 months. And so now what I want to do is I want to confront her and ask her if she's been cheating with me. I want her to be upfront with me. If she's not, marriage is over. That's it.
It's a skit.
Marriage is over.
All right.
The fact that he had to hype himself up.
You okay? Hey, so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What? Oh, don't worry about it. I was just, just doing something.
Oh, like the TikTok or something?
Yeah, it's
I
one
got
of those
questions
things.
about that.
Yeah. So, where were you 4 weeks ago?
4 weeks ago. When? That's like a vague question.
You know, when you went on that, you said you were going to that place, that spot, that little food spot with Raven.
Oh yeah, the White Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven, and then we went shopping.
Were you really there?
Yeah. Told you that.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
What about 3 weeks ago with Sarah?
3 weeks ago. Oh, when we went swimming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with her too. Why are you acting like that though?
Okay.
I told you this.
All right.
I was trying to figure out what kind of TikTok video this is.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago you were going to that spot out a couple miles out with Brianna, right?
2 weeks. Okay, so we went from 4 weeks to 3 weeks. So 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah, we went to the spa. That Asian spa I was telling you about that I wanted to go to.
Okay.
It's like that 24-hour one.
That's enough.
What?
Why don't you just tell me who you're seeing?
I'm not seeing anyone. Why are you asking? That's a stupid question.
Who's Rick?
It's your brother.
I don't have a brother named Rick.
Or your cousin or whatever.
It's not my cousin.
Why are you asking these questions? These are weird questions.
Because you are cheating on me, and I was trying to see if you would come forward and tell me like a natural person. Okay, so those messages in your phone where you were saying, "Oh, I love you. Oh, this is the best I've ever had. Oh man, I feel sore."
Why are you going through my phone? Why would you be going through my phone? First of all, like that, like
don't change the subject matter. Don't change the subject matter. What you trying to do?
Extra. You acting insecure.
Oh yeah.
Why are you going through my phone? There's no reason to do that.
Well, listen.
When you go through people's stuff, you find stuff you don't want to see.
Oh, so now you're gonna blame me for this then?
I'm just saying you didn't need to go through my phone. Like, why are you going through my phone? And why are you stop recording?
I don't have to stop recording.
Oh my gosh, you acting extra. Always been insecure.
You know what? We're done.
Done what?
Like, this marriage is over.
What are you talking about?
This is from my lawyers.
Why are you really?
Yeah, just
you gotta be petty like that. Why are you recording?
So you're gonna gaslight me because you want to slip on the marriage. 5 years in this marriage, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you wanna go fucking cheat.
I mean, you're always working all the time anyway, so.
Oh, so it's my fault.
I wasn't cheating. I wasn't cheating.
Oh, so you just slipped and fell onto his dick then, huh?
I didn't fall onto anything. What are you talking about? There's nothing that you saw. And like I said, you shouldn't be going through people's phone. Like, that's my privacy.
You know what?
That's my privacy. You paying for
Get out.
You know what?
Look at you. Where's the ring? Where's the $500?
We're in the house. Who house.
Where's the $5,000 rent? Where's the $6,000?
Like, stop.
You know what? Just for my lawyers. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but you got the evidence here. I'm done.
No, he ain't. First of all, there's no way he's done.
There's no way this real. But
So let's make believe it is real.
all right.
There's no way he's done, because I think when you actually are done and you gonna do something, I don't think you don't, like, he was talking, he was too calm, and it's like he wanted her to admit to something. And me personally, I don't know about y'all, but if I got evidence, I'm just done. I don't need no admission. I don't need. What is it with people that need the admission to the actual infidelity?
I never understood it.
Well, to me, that's like people who say they need closure. Like, to fix it that moment. Like, you begging them to fix it, even though you know they ain't crap. You know, I need closure. I need an explanation. Like catching somebody in it. Because if I know you did it, what we talking about?
Right.
I mean, she was guilty because she was actually explaining herself. If I ain't did nothing, last thing I'm going to do is give you a play-by-play on what I've been doing the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. Like, you questioned it. I said what I said, but she was breaking it down. She was going through you talking about 4 weeks ago? I don't know what I did yesterday.
Deny, for real. Look, see, she.
You think I remember some leisure time? We got bills, so she gave herself up on that when she started explaining and all that. Once you start giving too much information, you rattling, you lying.
Eugene made a good point. That's a good point. He wanted the admission. If you get the admission and you take that to court, you can use that. You can actually use that. You can divorce on the grounds of infidelity. So maybe that's also why. I mean, that makes sense in a way. So
women do it all the time, but I don't know if
I
that's
divorce
the
on the
reason.
grounds. I just don't want to be with you no more.
You know what I'm saying? Well, these red flags be flying on here. First of all, she's setting everybody up. She said, I don't remember nothing. So fellas, realize what she's doing. She's saying she got a bad memory. So when y'all ask her a question about something, what? I don't even remember. Whatever I told you then is what it was. I can't remember, boo.
Yeah, that's about right though. Like, I don't remember.
Wait.
4 weeks ago?
I got mom brain.
Wait. Hold on.
Like, if I told you I was with my friend, I'm not about to recap what I did, and like that was the truth that day. I don't know.
Wow. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Y'all ain't
nobody about to be sitting here fueling y'all freaking insecurities.
He went through the phone.
I said what I said the first time.
She talking about the pussy sore, and she said it was sore. She said it was the best she ever had.
You shouldn't have went through her phone.
Oh my God.
Well, those conversations would be the case. So
you know what?
We're speaking on a man asking, and he's wrong. Obviously, you know, you got some explaining to do if you lied, but what we're saying is I'm not going to go through the motions and recap what I said that day because it was the truth, and that's what it was.
But what? No. But so let's just say he's right. If he's right, I'm trying to imagine. Let's just say y'all. I know y'all are so faithful, and y'all would never cheat. But let's just say y'all did. Let's just say y'all did. Look at Dana. You ain't shit. But let's just say y'all did. And the man comes to you, babe. This was in my phone. You said your thing is so you can't walk right. It feel good. You don't know what this other dude been doing for the last. Like you, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna bullshit the man, or y'all gonna just be like, baby,
no.
you know I did it.
What man gonna have that conversation with you? His wife up there talking about her cooter soul. You think it's gonna be a calm?
Okay.
Like, for real, I done been married. And if I did anything, because I didn't, since this is being recorded, I did nothing wrong.
See how she said this is being recorded.
You know, but I'm saying, man, Tony would have knocked my head 3 months. ain't no coming up. Hey, did you put this? That ain't no conversation. That's running and paying.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Most men don't sit there and do all of that.
Nah.
All of that back and forth. That's usually what women do.
See, that's why she.
That's why she cheated.
You know what? So
I was going to say, if it's even gotten to the point where I've cheated, I'd probably be honest, because I can't. I'm not that happy, and I really don't care about the relationship that much. If I've taken it that far, so if I'm caught, I'm probably gonna go on and say, well,
Eugene just made a point.
Me.
Hold on, Eugene just made a point. He made a valid point. He said a lot of dudes will get violent reading about the sore. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, listen.
They either about to be real violent or real hurt.
Yeah.
Man,
so it's either gonna be a lot of screaming or a lot of crying.
I couldn't I couldn't imagine the pain in my chest. Like it would feel like, man, it would feel like a spike. Like I'd probably collapse a little bit. I'd probably hyperventilate and collapse. God. If I read that, it's sore. Like, God damn, man, what you he went in there.
Don't let you put in there that he hit bottom and you run out of dick too early.
Hey man, listen. Listen. I'm sitting there. I'm gonna be hurt, man. I'm gonna call Frank, crying, snot bubbling, and you know what? See, and I don't cry very often in my life, so I know it's gonna be an ugly ass cry if I come across. I ain't cried in so long, so it's gonna be so ugly, and my face is gonna be toe up. I'm not gonna be able to go have that conversation. There's no way. I'm just gonna leave.
I was told that men think y'all are more visual. So you think of your wife cheating, you think of faces she made while this nigga was delivering.
Oh man.
Yeah, just wearing it out.
Then I think that's rage.
And listen, and you when you read it's sore, I can only imagine as a man, why is it sore? Yeah, it's only sore for a few reasons.
Beat that thing up.
It might have just been more than what she's accustomed to, and he was just you know what I'm saying? It would drive me crazy. So I
went hard in the paint.
Oh man, yeah.
I had to wake up with a little hook. As soon as I read that. You gonna keep sleeping soundly. You talking about?
He the reason she's sleeping soundly. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Hey man, wake up and knock it back out. Man, get up, go sleep.
I can't. Look, we're not advocating for violence on this show. We're not. But I couldn't. I'm telling you, like I laugh at stuff like this, but I do feel bad for men that or anybody that discovers. But just the way men are visual and the way we think about it, the details. Because if you find out your old lady's cheating, our minds are already enough to think, okay, the worst of everything has happened. We don't need confirmation. The confirmation is what drives the spike through your soul.
He was slid out,
man.
This is why y'all shouldn't go through nobody's phone.
Yes,
protect your peace.
No, if you want to be happily married, he should say that. Now he mad and uncomfortable because he know he ain't going nowhere.
And he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going. Listen,
he ain't doing
it. He asked too many questions.
If you ain't ready,
yeah. There you go. He asked too many questions. That's somebody
in the closet crying right now. I can't believe you did this to me.
He's sliding down the wall right now. Just sliding down the wall.
Yeah. I might kill myself because you know that's what they always say when they hurt. I'm gonna kill myself, and it's like you're not, but okay.
Ain't no point in living no more. Listen, I can only imagine. That's horrible. Y'all women, I'm very disappointed in y'all women talking about shouldn't have been going through phones. I am absolutely.
I tell a woman the same thing. Don't be walking around here all hurt because you went through the phone.
So you gonna let them cheat?
You gave somebody else control of your piece. That's your fault, ma'am.
I get it. Y'all make a valid point, but I feel some way about it. Anyway, we're gonna get off the ladies, man. Y'all are some red flags today. All three of y'all.
We stayed on long enough.
We acknowledge the fact that she cheated. All her rambling told her she was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna do anything about it. So he should woman cheat in peace and then pretend to be happy like he's been pretending. But now the whole world know he a simp. She was the only one that knew he was a simp. Now we all know. Now she really gonna.
You know what else she wrong for?
Okay, well, fine. Don't.
I said, well, you know what else she wrong for?
What?
That outfit.
Them jean shorts and that and that sequin shirt.
With that tank top on it.
Yeah, like she got it from Rick Field.
Y'all the damn fashion police. Y'all tripping, man. It's turmoil and heartbreak going on, and y'all killing people outfits. Y'all something wrong with
it. It was turmoil and heartbreak. Look at that outfit.
God damn. In that outfit.
They should have left a long time ago. Her looking like that.
Yeah.
I know, and then her wig wasn't that great either.
So oh my god, y'all, bro, y'all.
Yeah, they just had nerves being in the mirror putting on makeup.
Well, clearly she didn't value the man she was with if that's what she was looking like.
Oh my god, y'all.
That wouldn't got niggas from prison.
Oh shit. Okay, bye. Listen, y'all are horrible. Y'all don't have y'all are kind of soulless today. Like, did I get y'all on a bad day? Boy, y'all cranky. Y'all need to eat.
I am great today.
All right. I do want to talk about something serious, man. I want to talk about grooming. I want to talk about grooming, and not grooming as in getting your hair done and wearing a decent outfit, all that other stuff. Grooming as in adults and minors, man. I'm gonna play this video clip, and we've discussed it before. I know the R. Kelly thing brought a lot of conversation about. But I mean, how big of an issue is this? And I'm gonna play this video, and then there's another video I'm gonna play that's relatively similar as far as that older man and younger woman dynamic and how problematic it is. But I'm gonna play this one first.
I started dancing at 16, but I only did like 30 days, and then my baby daddy stopped me. Then I got pregnant, but I was already with my baby daddy since I was 14.
Okay, young high schooler.
Right, exactly.
All right.
No. Something like
that. Okay.
That nigga was 24. I was 14.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But I don't want to say no young love because that situation was like he was prepping me.
Because that type of stuff, like everybody was getting on R. Kelly, but you always saw that. When I was in school, when I was in 10th grade, none of the girls was talking to the guys in the school. It was always an older dude pulling up in the Acura and the Honda and scooping them up.
Well, for me, it was the guys in the dunks with the and candy paint.
I'm gonna let it run one more time because it was kind of quick, but there's a few little details in there.
I started dancing at 16, but I only did like 30 days, and then my baby daddy stopped me. Then I got pregnant, but I was already with my baby daddy since I was 14.
Okay, young high schooler.
Right, exactly.
All right.
No. Something like
that. Okay.
That nigga was 24. I was 14.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But I don't want to say no young love because that situation was like he was prepping me.
Because that type of stuff, like everybody was getting on R. Kelly, but you always saw that. When I was in school, when I was in 10th grade, none of the girls was talking to the guys in the school. It was always an older dude pulling up in the Acura and the Honda and scooping them up.
Well, for me, it was the guys in the dunks with the and candy paint.
Listen, I don't. Y'all women have experienced this on the side of the approach, and I know us men, at least these two dudes, experienced witnessing it. And I think, were we too casual, or are we still too casual in our conversations about it?
Very much so.
Very much so.
Speak to it real quick, Chanel. Like we need to do better.
It's so normalized, and it's like I even have a family member that's married to their predator, and it was overlooked. Like, I brought it to my mother's attention. Like, did you realize this? And she was like, you know what? I never thought about it like that. And they grew up in the same house, and she witnessed it. She was there, and they've been together for over 30 years. And I had to bring it to her attention a couple years ago. Like, do you realize that this is what that is? And she was like, you're right. It just gets swept under the rug. It's just like nothing. So it definitely, and I feel like personally with my family, there's a lot of things that people just like kind of shy away from talking about. And I'm the person that's always like, well, no, this needs to be said and this needs to be discussed. And it's so common in the Black community as a whole to just like, we don't want to talk about it. We just don't want to talk about it.
You speak to it a little bit, Dana, the casual nature that we go about it, because again, like I said, I know me and Frank experience being young and seeing it, but on the other side of that, from the woman's perspective, having to be the one that some of these dudes are targeting, like, is it still just too casual the way we have conversations around it?
Well, I can tell you from a real life experience.
Go.
When I was in high school, believe me, because my mama, Jeannie Daniels, do not play or whatever. But I come from a 3-light town, whatever. So everybody knows everybody. Well, I worked at a grocery store, Foodway. So I've always had a bubbling personality. So, you work with all the vendors. Everybody comes to the grocery store. So it was this Budweiser man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He was nice, bow-legged, bald head, nice teeth. And, I just used to like, hey, like little flirt. And then, they start saying a little bit, it's like they trying to see where they can fit in, whatever. So they'll say, start a nice smile to you looking nice today. Oh, I noticed you got your hair done, like stuff like that. And he came every weekend and it was a little bit more every time till then now, hey, come sit in my truck with me, and talk on your lunch break, whatever. I'm not seeing anything wrong because, when you get like 16, I was in 12th grade. When you get 16, 17 years old, you be feeling yourself like these high school boys ain't got nothing. They ain't this, they ain't that. Like dude said in the video, we like talking to older guys. I'm saying he's 26, what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, dude, you're a predator, whatever. Like, I am in high school. So anyway, I started going to see him and then leaving school on days I knew he was at the job. Me and my girl would go see him, sit in the truck, get some money for my grad night that was coming up. And I'm seeing how he's grooming me. Mind you, I don't know his life and his story 30 minutes away up the road. So I get a call comes to my mom's house, and this lady asked, she was like, is this Dana? And then she was like, no, this is her mother. Who is this? And she said who she was. She says, I'm such and such's wife. And I want to know how long he's been messing with your sister, I guess. She was like, sister, my Dana is in 12th grade. Like, this woman, like, as a wife, your husband is out there preying on a high school girl. And it was just a little bit at a time. Like, my whole 12th grade year, all the way up to May, he just do just a little bit so it didn't come out creepy when you were really trying to prep me, the whole time, to the point where that man did kiss me. That's gross. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. When you think back on it, this man was giving me money for my nails, money for my hair, money for my grad night, and my mama got wind of it that night and she met him at the store. It went down that day. And she said, and if you speak to my daughter again, I'm gonna bring Robert in, and you don't want to see it. Robert don't talk, so that brought awareness to it where he couldn't be around me anymore. He couldn't come to that store anymore. So we have to be conscious of where our kids work. And
yes,
they're talking to, having these conversations. I have a son that's going to be these little well-developed little girls out. You know what I'm saying? They might not be high schoolers. You got to be careful because it's on both sides. It's not just the men talking to the women. We got
right.
We got these older women flirting with these high school boys because they got beards now. They got beards. They looking a little grown. You got to ask these who they are. So we just got to have conversations in our home, let them know, like, it's all right that
absolutely
high schoolers, these supposed to be high schoolers or adults, So that's just my spirit.
Absolutely. Sheffy, give us a testimony. I know, Sheffy usually go in. She usually cook on one of these here, boy.
I mean, yeah, it's something that it's easy to fall victim to as a young lady, especially a young lady without any type of male figures in their lives. For me, I was the smart girl who ended up in an inner city school, and the drug dealer would come through and give me money. Never did nothing with him. He would try to kind of like, press the issue. But my mama, my grandmama always be like, look out for men doing certain things. And I held my boundaries as a 16-year-old. I got my little money and then I go and buy my business. But there was plenty of that going on, even in the school. We had whole teachers, coaches, that were grooming girls. And everybody knew who was doing what with who, and you know what was going on, and even some of the parents knew. And I think the reason why a lot of Black people don't necessarily acknowledge this behavior is because it's happening in our families. And if we acknowledge it with these outsiders, that means we have to acknowledge the predators in our own house.
Repeat that whole line right there again.
Because if we acknowledge the outsider that's preying on our children, we have to acknowledge the predator that's in our house. And, you know, there's a lot of that. You got little 14-year-old girls running around here pregnant by their fathers, their uncles, their older cousins. You got little, you know, toddlers with genital herpes from uncles, cousins, grandmamas, you know, things like that. And this is why people are so hushed, because it's like, okay, well, if I say that about, you know, Coach Jackson, I got to say it about Uncle James.
Yeah.
And Uncle James is my brother. Uncle James need to be under the jail. So, you know, for me and like my family and the things that have happened in our family, people, you know, they're like, well, you think you better than everybody. And I'm like, no, I just know y'all have protected predators and I don't want my children around that. So I keep my entire being from around y'all, because I won't let them fall victim to some of the things y'all let my cousins and myself even fall victim to in our family. So I see our generation, you know, it's older millennials mostly, and some of, you know, the younger Gen Xers are trying to kind of fight that narrative in which we're calling people out and we're establishing boundaries with these family members. Like, no, you don't have to go hug them if you don't want to. Protect your space. You know, if you don't want to go hang out with your grandmama or your granddaddy, you don't have to, because a lot of things can happen, and it doesn't always have to be physical or even sexual. There's multiple forms of abuse that we have to protect our children from, and you have people who are unknowingly grooming kids just because somebody groomed them, and they say things or do things around children that they think is appropriate, and then it's like, that's a child. What are you doing? Oh, well, I survived just fine. No, you're a fucking basket case, actually. But you know, if you think you survived, you can think that, but you really didn't. So it's just up to parents to just be very diligent in who you have around your kids, and then even teaching your children, hey, if an adult is telling you to keep a secret, that's not an adult.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
That's a whole problem.
Because if I ask you, well, such and such told me not to tell my mama, oh, then let me get my gun because I'm on the way. Because if you telling my child to keep a secret from me, let me go on and put you in the ground because you done did something.
Sheffy is always talking about putting somebody in the ground.
Absolutely. About my children.
About everything, Chef. Chef, you don't listen. I'm gonna go through all. I need to make a highlight reel of every single time Chevy done talk about you putting this steel on people. I mean, damn.
I don't bother anybody.
Right.
I don't bother anybody. So if somebody is bothering me, it's got to be at that level.
And bothering your children and bothering our children is a whole other level. Frank, I want you to talk about, you know, what we observed a little bit, and then, you know, just get your perspective on somewhat, I guess, of the casual nature in which we still address it.
Honestly, man, I can't remember off the top of my head who or what, but I'm sure that, okay, here's the thing. It was so normalized when you did see it, you didn't think anything of it. Oh, she just getting picked up. No big deal. So I can't speak to a specific example. Well, it was a chick. You remember that chick I was messing with at OEC North?
Yeah.
Manuel,
yeah.
You know, the baddest one that was there.
Oh shit! Now look at this, Nick. He had to throw that part In she was bad.
Stroke
She was bad.
ego real
She was
quick.
bad. Go on,
so-
man. Tell the goddamn story. Damn.
After that fizzled out, the guy that went to her school was telling me I was cool with him. He was like, she messing with this dude and he driving all this. So I was like, well, shoot, man. I'm driving now. Come on, they gave me the keys to the car. So tell us, we had started talking at this point. So I was like, man, tell us what's happening. But I never thought to put two and two together, because we were in 12th grade. But considering, if I assume correctly, she would move like that. You know what I'm saying? And she was stacked, so she would give off grown woman vibe. Mm-hmm. And she'll be an easy target for older nigga. But anyway, is it casually talked about and glossed over? Abso-freaking-lutely. Mm-hmm. It's been so normalized to where even girls that are women now that has dealt with it would defend it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I was waiting on somebody to drop that. Yeah.
And I've seen it, and in that video, because I sent that video in the group chat, and in the comment section of that video, this woman said that this guy was around that how much older she said the dude was she was messing with. She said that the dude was paying her mama's bills.
What?
So her mama was pimping her out to this older dude.
That's so
and the way she was talking about it casually. And so I'm reading it like it boggles my mind that you're not upset about it.
Right.
From 2 points of first you were preyed on, and then you were pretty much sold by your mama.
Dang.
But you're sitting here talking about it on a public platform like it was just another weekend of your youth. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely insane. Like, and then this damn great value JB Smooth that's doing the interview, just sitting there laughing along with the chick. And he gonna insert what we have in 10th grade and then she's like, dude, it shouldn't be this normal.
Right.
Like that's an offense. That's criminal. It's nasty. like these some grown men messing with children, and because it's treated so casually, it's almost like it's a rite of passage for young girls. That's how a lot of them talk
for
about
women, for girls and guys. And something that I noticed, like bringing R. Kelly into it, a lot of people who I see that like to share the memes that go around. Do you still listen to R. Kelly? There are people that I'm connected to on social media that recirculate those every time they go around, and some of which I know personally, and most of which were molested. Most people who think that it's like it's cute or it's funny, it's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna listen to R. Kelly. I ain't gonna never stop. I'm like, yeah, I know you, and I know what happened to you, and so you celebrating and you going up and you the biggest fan and you gotta let everybody know and you won't let it die. What is that about? Why do you have to continue to share that? Yeah, I'm gonna keep listening. Well, you told us that a couple months ago. Why do you keep having to shout that? Because you know it's weird. Something in you subconsciously knows that that's off for you to keep declaring how you're not going to stop.
You know what, man? Let me.
Yeah. Ruined it.
And I know my sister. She my sister Tisa. You know what I'm saying? Tisa, for the most part, dated, got any boyfriend that she had that was serious, if I can remember correctly, was usually within her age range, somewhere around about a year or two older, usually somewhere around there. But every once in a while, there was a dude that was 20-something and they be trying so hard to get like, they would spend money. I'll never forget this damn 20-something-year-old lame. And I'm telling you, like, this is why I go so hard in a lot of places. When I know men feel away, like, man, we're always going at the men, because I've seen some of the most sucker shit mixed with predatory simp shit that you would ever imagine. This dude, I will never forget this dude. I cannot remember this dude's name. Tisa, if you can type his name. This mother used to come to the crib. If my sister said she didn't want to eat what the parents cooked, she would call this dude, tell this grown man, I want a pizza. He would come over, and then she would say, oh, I'm not coming downstairs to get it. Just leave it on the doorstep. And the motherfucking lame would do it. He would, bro, he would, well, I'm finna get them new shoes. What shoes? Them New Balances. I'm finna get them Jordans. I'm finna get them. How you gonna get them shoes? You ain't got, I don't need no money. I'm finna set such and such. And this old lame, probably a Kevin Samuels fan by now, or the fan about, he's probably one of these dudes. I guarantee you he's in the manosphere somewhere. I'm just saying. I always take a shot at. He probably a big ass passport bro now too. I don't know. I just know this dude was like, and I remember thinking back then, he's lame and he's old. Why is he here? I'm like, what in you in your 20s? And I understand the prefrontal cortex and our brains develop slow and I get it. But what is it that drives this thing that you want to mess with what is still legally a child, is a teenager, is not even a legal adult, and you're in your 20s? And man, I always thought that, man, I can't wait to be grown so I can mess with somebody grown and we can do some grown shit together. That was the way my brain was wired. My brain was not wired, I can't wait till I'm grown so then I can get my turn at these youngsters because these old dudes used to do it when we was young. No, I looked at the old dudes as pathetic. So any of you that partook, any man under the sound of my voice, say it like a preacher, any of you, I looked at you as pathetic. Now, I personally, I'm not associated. Yeah, I'm not associated with guys like that, but I know I saw guys pull up that graduated 2 years ago, pulling up. Like, yeah, I look at you as pathetic. Yeah, and I still would if I came across your path today. I would tell you, nigga, you was pathetic. Like, hopefully you did something about that, you know. Mm-hmm. But it was just it was sad to just witness it. And again, at that age, I wasn't aware. No. My awareness of it wasn't what it is now. I just knew it was like the weakest, lamest, most pathetic shit. But I didn't really fully grasp the gravity of the situation. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's how I feel about dudes now who are our age, talking about, well, I like to date younger women because we
finna go there next, boy.
Yeah,
I got one for that
excited
one.
Excited to see me and all of this, and it's just like, nigga, you lame.
Yep.
Oh, I think we got Jessica. Jessica, you in? You got connectivity yet? She does. I see you in there. All right.
Well, we go there quick. What's about
that?
Before we go to that real quick, what about the men who sit up there and wait on us to graduate? I mean, no, they didn't holler at us while we were in high school, but it's a lot wrong with that. So yeah, girl, you know, like they literally sit there. And my niece, she's 25 now, but she said the same thing. Like, how?
They're exactly the same. They just got a little bit more patience.
Yeah,
that's it.
They just got a little bit more patience.
They want to be able to say, "Oh, it ain't illegal." Like, see, you motherfuckers that run around and it's based on, well, it ain't legal. It ain't legal. It's a lot of shit that ain't legal. But well, your great granddaddy. No, my granddaddy didn't. Sorry, my uncle. No, he didn't. They're all like, no, like, quit using 100 years ago. Man, well, in other places around the world, they do it too. Yeah, gang rape is around the world. I don't want to get banned, but like, that's a rite of passage in Cambodia. So what are we talking about? Like, quit justifying something based on what another country does and what generations 2, 3, 6 generations ago and what they did. You can't justify it. Well, man, it's really bad.
You wait and you still sick too because you've had those thoughts. You lusted for these girls out here or these boys or whoever it was you was looking at while they were in school that you knew that it was time for them to graduate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is a
Jessica,
new class of ass, just a new
Some
class.
vultures.
So it's plenty dudes that hit me up as soon as I turn 18.
Horrible. Hold on, I want to get Jessica's perspective on this. What we're talking about is grooming, and the video I played was, you know, the woman was 14 and her baby daddy was 24, and she was like, "Oh, he groomed me," and so we were talking about the casual nature in which it's still talked about, and how there needs to, like, we need to have more serious conversations about it. And the ladies are all sharing their experiences with it. So I asked them to share their experience and their observations. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it happens. It happens way too much still in the, current day. But, it's an overall thing that men are just attracted to younger women. Older men like younger women. Now, how young? There should be a line probably that should be drawn, but I just feel like any of those men, whether you're a 60-year-old that's attracted to a 20-year-old or you're, a 70-year-old man that's attracted to somebody that's way younger than you, 20s or 30s, it's just a thing, it's a thing that men experience, that they have. I don't know. I think men will always be attracted to younger women, but I do feel like there should be a cutoff. There should be a limit with that. Leave the minors alone.
But here's the thing about that becomes problematic. My daughter is 17. She'll be 18 in a month. She's not going to look any different from when she was 15 to when she turns 18. So, the whole, it's legal. She 18, blah, 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 blah. I think it's disingenuous because it's like your average 15-year-old ain't going to look no different than they probably are at like 19,
I
20.
can tell you the same. Go look at my daughters, man. They, because women stop growing, they don't have that. Men are growing all the way into their 20s. Women physically stop growing at such a young age. Morgan stopped growing. I mean, she's always been little, but Michelle stopped growing at around 14, 15. They didn't get no taller. They didn't get no thicker. They didn't get nothing. They just stopped growing, and they look like the pictures are almost identical outside of how they dress and wear their hair. And, they got older and started wearing makeup and whatnot. It's the same kid. And I don't say this as a man that just has daughters. I'm saying this as a man that's observant. They look the same. So, I mean, even if you do desire a younger woman, again, like Jessica said, how much younger starts to make a difference? And that's going to segue into this next segment I'm going to play, because what this woman says is important. And a lot of men want to fight it and argue it and deny it, but y'all can talk that shit to somebody else. I'm going to go ahead and let it play.
Trauma, so let's go for someone as young as possible. A healthy, emotionally stable 22-year-old is not usually physically attracted to a 45-year-old or even a 40-year-old. A 22-year-old tends to see a 35-year-old as an old man, yeah? But when she starts to blur the line with older men and sexuality, it suggests that there is some childhood trauma potentially regarding her father. Because the reality is, if you had a stable father figure in your home, you wouldn't be able to sexualize a man that looks around the same age as your father. Men who have good relationships with their children as well can't sexualize that kind of woman because they've got children that age, and they know how stupid their children are, and they know how naive their daughters are, and they know how much they would hate it if somebody their age was dating their daughter. So they have a healthy perception of reality. So if that 22-year-old is even dating that 44-year-old, you're thinking, oh, less trauma. It's embedded trauma. The trauma exists pre-men. If you meet a girl who's...
So I want to speak to that real quickly, and then I want Frank to jump in on that, because let me say something, man. I've been saying this for years in all the Facebook groups where I've argued with some of you dudes, and y'all, man, I could name names, but hey, I've been in Facebook groups. I've got kicked out of Facebook groups. I've been in Facebook jail for tearing y'all dudes ass up. No homo. Because it is so ridiculous, the arguments that will be made. Again, as a father, who has teenagers or young people, they are dumb. Kids are dumb. When we were kids, we were dumb. They are dumb. And so when you're attracted to these extremely young ages, and the reason is because, you know, oh, older women come with all this baggage, older women come with all this trauma, so I need something much younger. And then you want to go all the way, even the early 20s, when you're a man that's in your 40s. I can't see how y'all find that attractive. Because again, I have daughters. We have a very healthy relationship. There's been none of that. I can't physically see somebody in their same physical disposition as attractive, more or less the mental, and vice versa. No matter how, on my best day, on my very best day of putting it all together, I'm talking about best dress day, best haircut, I'm working out, I did like a couple of push-ups, I can be feeling the shit out of myself. My daughters, they ew. It's still, it's still put your shirt on. They can't help it. And then even more so, I remember my daughter, Morgan, I went to one of her I went to Atlanta, and it was a photo shoot. I think it was a photo shoot, or her and her friends were taking pictures for the pre-prom, or maybe it was a dance or something. And one of the girlfriends said, "So, who is that?" And she said, "My dad." You know what I'm saying? Like she just couldn't. You know what I'm saying? That's really, so I think my daughter has that healthy. She has that healthy boundary, and obviously I do as well. Frank, I want you to speak to it, because you laughed when they said, talk about how dumb these kids are. Like I know we ain't making this shit up. This shit ain't made up.
It's not, man. It's what she said was absolutely true. There's no argument that can refute what she said, man. When you have that healthy relationship, it does trickle out into society. When I go and pick my daughters up from school, when I was able to pick them up from school, I sit out there and wait on them, and I used to just look at the kids walking by, and all I could do was look through the eyes of a father, because they were my kids' ages. And I'm looking at them like, how the hell she get out the house wearing that? And it's like, I wanted to go and throw my hoodie around her waist or something like that, or snatch them damn feather dusters off her eyelids. And there's absolutely no attraction, because what kicks in is that element or that nature of protection, protecting. Because when I see that young girl, I see my daughter, regardless if I know her or not. And when my daughter's friends come over to visit, then while you're under my roof, you're my daughter. So I'm gonna treat you as such, whether I know whether I have a relationship with you or not. For the simple fact that you're on my roof and you're my the ages of my daughters, like there's no separating. It's like I can't look at a young chick like and like I can't even think about it, like, oh, she bad. No, like that's a child. And as far as entertaining one, even if I didn't have daughters of my own, for the simple fact that teenagers are dumb, I can't see myself as a 41-year-old man entertaining something that's 18, 19, 20. I don't even care if she's 30. I can't even do a 10-year difference, because it's too much of a difference. I was reminded of when the lady was talking that I was dragging this nigga on public I think it was Instagram or Facebook, one of them. This nigga said, fellas, it was in May, and school was about to end, and this nigga said, "Fellas, the new batch of 18-year-olds about to graduate."
I remember you shared
I
that.
remember that.
I remember that.
Man,
Got drugged. Yeah.
man, if the if the niggas say that in person, we gonna come to blows. We gonna have to.
Yeah.
Because I can't, because you can't respond to that.
You
I can't respond to
that.
that respectfully. Yeah. What am I gonna say? Like, I don't even know. Like I'm like the calmest thing I can say is, bro, what's wrong with you? I think that's the most calm that I can say. Bro, you all right? Is something wrong with you? After that, it's just gonna be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because man, it's disgusting. And Dale Jameson, he's on he's watching us on YouTube, and he's sharing some stuff. I can share some of it, but it's a lot. It's a lot. But he's pretty much agreeing with the woman, but he's talking about the scientific side of physical attraction and how mating dynamics come into play, right? So natural instinct of men is to want to, from a reproduction standpoint, you want to reproduce with the most healthy version of a woman. So I've never argued that. I've always said that when the age gap exists, if the man just wants to reproduce and he's marrying a woman and she's younger and he's looking for the best possible mate to give him multiple children, then again, there's some leniency there. So she could be 24, 25. She could be in her 20s. And yeah, he could be in his 30s, maybe even 40s. But again, like the woman said, the women ain't attracted to that. They're not women. Girls are not. I can tell you now, bro. Look, these young women, and I'm going to let the ladies talk after this. These young women are not checking for y'all old asses. I'm telling you, on average.
They checking for this.
Yeah, on average, old dudes look old on average. The average old dude looks old. Even though black don't crack and we might age better, the average older black man looks like he's in his 40s. The average one does. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I got genetics over here. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, I just so happen to look like I'm in my 20s still. And I'm blessed. The hell out all that good stuff. However, it's still, even if one flirts with me, I will never forget. I was working in Atlanta and I'm in my 30s at this time, and this youngster tried to flirt with me. I looked at my partner, I said, what is she doing? Hey man, she's trying to holler. I was like, oh, and I said, watch
That's
this.
Cute.
I said, bro, I couldn't entertain that. He said, what? I said, watch. I said, excuse me. I said, are you grown? And she said, what's that mean? See, you can't ask a grown woman if she's grown. You ask a grown woman if she's grown, it's going to be an insult. And she's probably going to tell you something. Nigga, what the hell?
Straight attitude.
It's going to be straight attitude and energy, right? But a little girl, she didn't know how to take that. She was like, giggling and sniggling and shit. I'm like, see, that there's no way. I couldn't do nothing with that if I wanted to. She sniggled and giggled about being grown. So, ladies, I want to start with Jessica on that, and then we can go around through the ladies. But that age, like that, what the woman said. I know me and Frank done talked a lot, so maybe I might have to replay the video. But with what the woman said, is she dead on? Is she pretty much spot on?
I think with what she said about the women, the young girls, that if they are attracted to an older man, that there's probably some childhood trauma. I think that's probably correct. Coming from a woman's perspective, I can't really speak to the men's perspective for what she said, but I did find it interesting that she said there's no way that they have a healthy relationship with their children. And I kind of thought back to some of the men who, approached me when I was younger, or, if I'm much younger than they are. And, I can't say that I recall their children being around, just being honest. So she may be right about that. But I definitely think that she's correct with the childhood trauma. I know that I did not have any childhood trauma. And when I was in my early 20s, I had no interest in older men. you know, not that much older, like not 10, 20 years older. I had no whatsoever. If I looked at them, I would be like, eh. There were times when I guess the men were attracted to me and I was unaware of it. And people thought that I was, you know, interested in a man. And I would be thinking, oh my God, he's a parent. Like, ew. Like, you had kids with somebody. You know, I mean, I just thought that was the most disgusting thing at that age because my brain, of course, hadn't fully matured yet. So, you know, I do think once you get up into your 30s, that older men become more attractive.
I think it scales. I think the older you get, the age gap can scale. Like when you're young, it's in your peer group a little bit. When you get older, it starts to scale a little bit because now you have life experiences. Because once everybody's hit 30, our life experiences are almost all very similar. But before then, like, man.
Yep, totally agree.
Yep.
Go ahead, Dana. Go ahead and chop it in. Like, was you checking out them zaddies? I think Dana, you might have been. I don't know. Dana might have been checking out some zaddies.
Like people, we always look at stuff and be like, it can't happen to me. You know, you look at somebody's story and you be like, nah, that couldn't be me. Like, I have self-awareness. But like, I learned something from the little conversation today. Let me tell you something. I've been older men since that Budweiser man. You know, like, that's crazy. Like, I never realized it until I just talked about it today. Like, I don't know if I just felt like I was too mature for my age group or whatever, but I'm like, man, saw that much older, saw something. This is 17-year-old. Like, this older man sees some maturity in me. So I started looking at older men. So even when I was in the military, I would date him, whatever, but my ex-husband is 10 years older than me. You know, so I was with a man for 11 years that was 10 years older than me. And what I learned was, the age difference, generational differences, it's different. Like, his nieces asked me after we divorced, they said, you look so much younger. Man had me in pantsuits. You know what I'm saying? Because he...
Baby.
I am that girl. Like,
so that's why you be thirst trapped. That's why you thirst trapped the way you do, because you free. You like, I's free. Thank God I's free. Now you are, boy, it explains so much. Okay.
It's 10 years now. But I really, like, I went from, you know, marrying him. I mean, he was 10 years older than me. You know, it's cool when you're 22. Well, I thought it was. When he was 22 and he was 32, but then the older I got, the older he got. You know, so then our differences really started to show. You know, whatever. Where I want to be out, he wants to be in. You know, whatever. So the older you realize that y'all are not compatible. Then after him, you know, now I'm talking somebody 12 years older. And I'm like, okay, you're going to be talking to your daddy after a while. You know, so I had to scale it back to my age. But poor child, I was tripping. I was about to be at the doggone nursing home if I wasn't careful. But it is, with older men, there is a difference. You could tell that a man is older, no matter what crowd you in, by the way that he dressed. It could be the wears, it could be his mannerisms, it could be his lingo. Like, my mama still say cat. You know, like, y'all cats think I'm playing with. I'm like, mama, cats. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
It's funny. I say that. So I say that. So what the hell they be thinking? Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. Creases in your pants. You know, they still be out there with them slacks.
They still use irons.
Yeah.
Oh, that nigga drawing Social Security. He got creases in the pants.
Hey man, look. Now I use an iron. Now I don't wear no creases no more.
Hey.
That's been dead. But you know what?
You know what?
You know what though? See when y'all say stuff like this, y'all set my wife up for failure. Because I'm gonna crease the shit out some pants when we go out for brunch next time. And she gonna be like, "What are you doing? Like, what is that?" Yeah. She gonna be hot. Yeah. All right. So give us a dose, Desi. Give us a dose. These
I definitely. I agree. I feel like like she said, men that I have seen that were more predatory, their kids wasn't around, especially not their daughters. Yeah, there is definitely a connection there. You tend to be a little bit more turned off whenever, there's people present in that age group. So yeah, I definitely agree.
Absolutely. No, yeah, and that's what's like. I've heard this stuff before, and I've said this stuff before. I don't have the education to go into the psychology and all that stuff into it, but you know what it is when you see it as an observer, as a conscientious observer. You damn sure know what it is, and there's nothing wrong with speaking to it. And honestly, if there's a way for there to be some correction, I mean, damn, dude, like, don't get so lost in these old ideas that, or this idea that I don't want to deal with a woman that comes with baggage. Like,
Can I add something too?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
I have to add, a father's presence isn't enough either, because my dad was in my life and I had a stepfather, but they weren't emotionally present. So when I was much younger, I liked older men too. So that just being there is not enough. Actually having that, relationship goes a long way.
Yeah, and I'll say I didn't have a relationship with my father, but I still wasn't attracted to older men as a child.
Right. Listen, it's always interesting to hear the woman's side of it, because I mean, onesies, twosies, we have these conversations here and there, but as a collective, I don't think we have these conversations enough. The next thing I want to talk about, I don't know, y'all sisters, y'all might have to take an L on this one. I'm finna set y'all up, boy. I'm finna set y'all up. So we're now traveling. Everybody's traveling. Passport bros and passport girls. Ladies.
Hoes.
Yeah, see, I wasn't gonna say it. I'm glad you did. Anyway, I think so. Dana, you had your years in the military and the Air Force, and I'm pretty sure you've got some traveling in. I've got some traveling in. I think all of us has probably got some traveling in at some point. And the one thing you recognize real quick when you go to different parts of the world is the shit you think you can do from one place to the next, it changes. It really changes. These women got arrested, or this woman got arrested.
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City, but according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says, resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates.
So, one of the things I like to address every now and then when I argue with the passport bros all the time, and we go back and forth quite a bit. Y'all see me trolling them a bit. And they talk about what women, what women get to do. Women go over there and they do just as much. No, the hell they can't. They can't. Because you better not try it. Like you can't turn up like you can in the United States in these other parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But should they know? Like, should they be more aware? Like, should you already know before you leave that you gotta leave whatever the hell you do back at the house? Should that be something that's automatically known?
You would. It's no different than when you see Americans go to other countries and be all upset that people don't speak English. You're in freaking France. Why? I don't know why you think people got to cater to you, just because. And like when my ex-husband and I went to Canada for a UFC fight, and the people were like, "You guys don't act like normal Americans." And I'm like, "What you mean?" And he said, "Well, most Americans come in very entitled. Like their reach is the experience that everywhere is supposed to offer them." So I blame the people. You don't go to somebody else's country and expect it to be exactly like, you on the block in Decatur yelling and screaming at men, and you're in a very, well, I can't say it's misogynistic culture, but you're in a very patriarchal culture.
That's real patriarchy. Real patriarchy.
You barely should be around here with your hair showing, ma'am. Like, what you thought? So I blame the people, because it's like you can't expect other countries to navigate culture in the same way we do here in the United States. And you take a risk going to these other places. So you got to govern yourself accordingly or don't go.
That's true. I feel like that's valid. I definitely think that you want to be a little bit more mindful of the way you move in other countries. But naturally, if something like that happens, I could have easily been her. You got my passport, you got all my stuff, and none of that shit is my fault. I'm turning up. And she could have been me easily. I'm not gonna act like I went.
We can't come get you, Desi.
But now that I know that, I wouldn't go that far. Like, hey, I gotta. But I'm saying it could have been me, because I wouldn't have been thinking like that. Like, oh, I don't know if I can yell in this country. That wouldn't cross my mind. You got my passport. Right. I'm turning up.
Right. And the best conversation gonna come get you. The best conversation got some reach. I don't know.
I'm glad she the example instead of me, because now I know.
That is horrible. That is horrible. Dana, I think you would have, how would you have handled the situation? Like, how are you gonna handle that? You already in?
Ain't average civilian. We go through so much training before we go over there, so we already know what.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand what she's saying. That could have been me, because I do snap, crack, pop first, and then think about it later. Now, I would not think that they wouldn't come for me over there in that country like that. You know what I'm saying? But you get a little emotional and you snap. But the military prepared us for we went over there. Don't go over there, get locked up, you're gonna be stuck.
Yeah.
It's places you can't even drive as a woman. So I know if I ever took a trip back over to Dubai, that I would have to go on and keep America here. You know what I'm saying? Keep Florida here, because I can't take all of me to Dubai, because they will lock me just for me having an opinion. It even matters where you walk when you with a man.
Absolutely.
And I'm American. You think I'm finna walk behind you? So we used to act like we weren't even walking together, because I'm not walking behind.
Well, hold on, wait. The women. So yeah. You know what? We need to adopt some of that shit. We need some of that. Listen, real talk. Hey. Y'all need to walk behind. Listen, who gonna take the bullet?
That wouldn't work, because that's one of my pet peeves. Do not walk in front of me. Do not walk in front of me. That is one of my pet peeves.
But what about the bullets? What about the bullets and the strays? If
you better hop in front of me if you want to save me. But if we walking, do not walk in front of me.
Wow, you better hop in front of me if you're gonna save me, but don't walk in that. Wow.
Actually, why are you? I mean, Oakland is the same place. I'm not walking behind you. You can walk.
Yep.
I hope we take a best conversation trip over to Dubai, and I'm gonna make sure we all walking in public. I'm gonna have y'all
walk in front of me. You must be blocking the sun.
It's gonna be like a little train behind me. It's gonna be a train. All y'all gonna be walking right behind me and Frank. God damn it, that's the way we're gonna do it. That's what I'm talking about.
I walk behind Frank and Frank taller.
Taller than who? Boy, you okay? Okay. Ooh. He's taller.
I know how to get you every time.
Who?
Just saying, you can block the sun. You know, I got an SPF 30. This thing right here.
Oh, so he taller than you? Okay, I get it. I thought you meant boy taller than me. Hold on, wait, what? Yeah. Jessica, you gonna get snatched up in Dubai? Do you know how to conduct yourself?
No, I know how to conduct myself in public. I know how to present a calm image. It takes a lot for me to get riled up. I'm typically the type, I'll stay quiet, and I'll just snap before you know something happened. It ain't gonna be no talking. So I would be okay with the yelling. I wouldn't yell. I might throw a chair, but I ain't gonna yell.
Oh, well, you still going to jail then?
You getting your ass pull up. They
going together.
I'm sneaky. They ain't gonna know where the chair came from.
Oh, okay.
So anybody know what happened?
I was gonna say they gonna traffic the shit out of you. They can't wait for you to slip up. Give them a reason to take that sack, put it right over your head, take you on the back. Got one. You gonna have one of them.
I'm sitting in the corner quiet. I'm already fat.
You gonna have one of them big ass.
One of them acting up.
You gonna have one of them dudes squatting over you. You know, there's some interesting things that happen in Dubai. You better be careful, girl. You're gonna be in one of them suites somewhere, eating out of a cup. Hey, be careful now.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Frank, what you think about it, man? What you think that woman deserved to get locked up and bammed up over there?
Yeah.
He ain't shit.
Man, folk go learn to stop getting their information about other countries from the TikToks and Instagrams and Facebooks.
Yeah.
It's the only investigation, the only research they do on other countries is these short little reels of people having fun. Then they go over there, take their little funky asses over into other countries and start acting like they still over here. It don't work that way. So and this is not a cause to rally. She went over there with that colored hair. She acted a fool in them folk country. She in their hands. So ain't nobody about to get traded to bring her back over here. We don't ran out of war criminals to trade.
Nobody about to get traded.
Wow.
So
So we just leaving her over there, Frank.
Okay.
Huh?
So we just gonna leave her over there.
Hey.
No, they
We
gonna.
ain't
No,
we ain't gonna send nobody in no trade.
Nah.
I have to pay. But they need to.
Not for that. Not so she can come back over here and put on the pink wig.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
The pink wig.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I man, listen. With what Frank just said, he just made a really valid point. The TikTok reels, the highlight videos, all the fun stuff that we see, the commercial that people put on. If you take that information and think, oh, I'm finna go do mine now. Oh, I'm finna go do my TikTok over there now. I'm finna go do what. Yo, you will find out really quickly. Like Dana said, you know, being in the military, we get security briefs, and you always they get very specific. When you tell them where you going, you might get a different brief, and they all
tell from going in the first
absolutely. And then, but they no matter where you go, they always end it. You know, sometimes they'll give you more details about something or whatever, but the end of all those conversations always are, don't get in trouble over there.
Yeah,
we're not coming to get you. We're not negotiating on your behalf. Like, hey, you if you're gonna go take an L, you're gonna take an L. I remember even going down to, I think it was Colombia. I can't remember where we went. It was South America. We made a stop, and we got a brief. And this guy, he was a white guy, and the brief, he laughed. He basically mocked the brief. Like, what do I got to be worried of? I grew up in South Philly. And I stopped and I looked, I said, I can guarantee you where we're going. What these kids carry as far as weaponry, if you you take the wrong turn, there's a kid with an old Kalashnikov, an old AK-47, a gun that weigh more than them, and they just walk around with those in certain parts of the world. I'm like, if you think that you being from a tough part of Philly compares to a place where if a body drops, it's going to stay there for a minute, and maybe the police are corrupt or maybe they're not. And we're talking about we're talking about overt corruption, not covert corruption. Like we're talking about real overt corruption. What you think they're going to do? They won't even help the United States investigate what happened to you. And that entitlement, that entitlement that some of us have coming from the States when we go other places is just, it's very, it could get your ass set up. It really can. Matter of fact, it gets people set up because when you go to these countries and they realize you from America and you got that entitlement, they feast off of that. Like, oh, we got one. Oh, we got an American. We got one. They think it's sweet over here. Let's get them. So we definitely got to be more careful. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Frank. You shared this video, so this is on you. This is yours.
Which one is it?
Frank shared a video. This woman stood a man up, and she was being picky. And I want to know. I want to know if she was being too picky. Y'all judge it for yourselves. I'm gonna let the video like cycle twice because it's short, like a 20-second video. I'm gonna let it run 2 times, and then I'm gonna get y'all thoughts on it. I'm gonna get y'all ladies' thoughts on it. We dudes ain't finna say that. I want to know exactly what y'all think about this here.
I done told somebody to come pick me up before, but I looked out the window and it wasn't dead. So I let them sit outside my house, and I'm like, I'm not coming out. I'm not here. My bad.
What?
I mean, it's not that.
So how long was it? The car? What made you just change your mind?
It was the car and what I seen through that window that wasn't adding up, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm not coming out the door.
So the car wasn't right.
It wasn't.
May I ask what type of car we talking about?
A Camry.
A Camry. Oh, what year was the Camry?
Shit, I don't know.
It wasn't the one you want.
I done told somebody to come pick me up before, but I looked out the window and it wasn't dead. So I let them sit outside my house, and I'm like, I'm not coming out. I'm not here. My bad.
What?
I mean, it's not that.
So how long was it? The car? What made you just change your mind?
It was the car and what I seen through that window that wasn't adding up, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm not coming out the door.
So the car wasn't right.
It wasn't.
May I ask what type of car we talking about?
A Camry.
A Camry. Oh, what year was the Camry?
Shit, I don't know.
It wasn't the one you want.
She being too picky.
Absolutely.
There's something wrong with her.
Oh shit, y'all finna win today. Okay. All right. Well, shit, this might be quick. This might be real easy.
Why she let him pick up? It's a first date. Why she let him pick up from the house anyway?
Yeah, we meet up.
Like, that's some like month end stuff. You don't need know where I live.
And she said she looked out the window, and when she noticed he had a Camry, that was just like she was just like, I'm good. Do y'all actually look like? Be honest, ain't gonna hurt our feelings. My old regular car driving self. Is that a problem for any of y'all? Like, y'all look out, y'all see a Camry, you see a minivan. What no issues whatsoever. She said a minivan. Stop
now,
there.
Why he got a minivan now?
I mean, maybe he liked the room and the mileage, because trucks don't get as good mileage as minivans. So maybe he's just practical.
Child, why he driving the Starship Enterprise? Let's not.
Yeah, no.
So
I got but why he got a van?
Yeah, he got a minivan. He ain't got
no minivan now.
So if a dude pull up, you feeling him, but when he pull up, it's a minivan. Yo, think about it.
Well, then you got a town and country.
That's not gonna be off putting. I'm not gonna even front like I'm gonna be like, what's the why?
I have questions.
I definitely need to know why he has a minivan.
I'm not gonna stand him up because we need to have that conversation. I'm coming outside.
You want to know, right?
Yeah. You know, let's talk about this Astro or whatever you have.
Hey, whoa. Pause. Time out. We finna be real clear about something. Astro is different. Astro, listen,
It is.
That's still a
It
van.
is.
Astro,
It's a van. Vans run they all run straight together.
No.
A van
Astros are
they
set
all run
apart.
straight together. It's a van.
The
Astros
only
set
difference
apart.
is like a conversion van.
I have a dream about I want an Astro that I can make look like the 18 van. I ain't trying to listen to nothing y'all talking about. I definitely want a souped up Astro. So we're gonna leave Astro out of it. Y'all want to talk about town and countries, and y'all want to talk about these Toyota vans, but don't disrespect no Astro.
Man.
Astros different.
No, bro.
Man, our homeboy, his mama passed down the Astro to him. He slapped some rims on it. We whipped up in the South Cal Mall parking lot. We hopped out, man.
Hopped out.
We hopped out.
Deep. Like it was nothing.
That thing crazy.
Y'all was happy to be rolling. That's different. Y'all was kids, but we talking about 30s, 40s. Why you got a van?
Okay. If it's an Astro van, he got rims on it and he got beat in it.
I don't care nothing about no rims.
We started.
If he put rims on, you need to get a different car.
If you're pulling up in a van, I'm thinking your pregnant wife finna jump out.
Right. I need to know.
Might got an obese mama.
Family car.
You know what? Forget all three of y'all. Jessica ain't said nothing, and I'm
She is stuck. That's why she haven't said nothing. She can't believe y'all even talking about a van.
Jessica,
she don't have nothing to say.
So a van. So your dream guy, you really checking for this guy, and you're interested. You moved by him, and he pull up in the van. You gonna
questions have to be answered.
Yeah, there will be some questions. I will have to.
So what are you gonna ask him? So what are y'all gonna ask?
Why do you have a van?
It's a car seat in the bed.
So what if he says, okay, if you ask me why I have a van, I'm like, man, you know what? It's funny you asked that because I get 36 miles to the gallon on this bad boy. It's roomy. It feels comfortable. It gets more mileage than my truck used to. So I traded my truck in for a van. Is that a good enough question?
Ain't no minivan out here getting no 36 miles to the gallon.
But let's just say it does. Lies
and fairy tales, sir. Lies and fairy tales.
What if he's leaned? Okay, what if he's leaned back a little bit, and what if he's playing the right kind of music?
No,
it don't matter.
That's gonna make it worse because you're trying to make driving this van look cool, and I'm cool.
What brain might go to? Are you trying to pick somebody up in it? Like, are you a kidnapper?
Right?
Different things.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
You can say utility van.
Did Carlee get caught up in a van?
Who?
Carlee.
Oh my God! Y'all talking about...
Somebody on Facebook said, "I'm not doing no minivan." Right? Judge me. I'm with you. Judge me. I'm not doing. I'm cool on a minivan.
Wow.
The only person I know is that's our age that has a minivan. My ex-husband's brother. He distributes hair products and stuff at salons.
Mm-hmm.
So he's driving a van for work. But he can explain that because you're gonna look in the back and see a bunch of hair products.
Well,
you're gonna see flat irons, weaves, all of that.
I promise y'all, I'm gonna get me an Astro van and I'm gonna kick that bitch out so hard, and I'm gonna pull up everywhere in it. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna have pipes. It's gonna have rims. It's gonna have speakers in the back. That's gonna be listen. Y'all
just admit you immature and go with it.
I might be.
And then you get out there and you say they see what you pull up in, and then you call somebody in the room cat daddy or something like that, and it's just gonna be a dead giveaway. Like, now this old motherfucker right here. you just gonna complete the package when you do that.
Yep.
I know good and well if I buy me an Astro van, pull up, I guarantee you my old lady gonna just where's that getting parked?
Right.
She's gonna say, Manuel, I'm not riding nowhere in that van. I'll meet you there. I'm not riding, Manuel, I'm not riding that van. Nope.
Uh-huh.
The only thing going in that van is the dogs.
Y'all see how we forgot about the video. What was that video about?
Unless you're in Brooklyn and you're giving people rides for $1.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
The
about. No,
dollar
but no,
van and the dollar van in the city. That's the only thing that'll make sense to me.
no, Dana. But what happened in the video was the woman looked out her window and the dude was driving a Camry, and she was just like, "I ain't going outside."
Yeah. What if he looked out the window and saw her edges or like?
Oh,
I was hoping somebody would take it that way.
Been offended if she.
I know he was. I know he was. Hold on. I'm gonna bring up the video again so we can go in. Yeah, we finna go in on her just a little bit because she was talking real tough, yeah, she was talking like she was like that chick, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, I mean, I don't want to go there, but I mean, she just does not look like somebody who should be talking the way she's talking.
Yeah, you
It's
don't.
it's the one right there with the
green
with with the green on. It's her. She talking reckless. She talking real reckless. Stood that man up because he had a Toyota Camry. That's cold. Like, and I drove a Camry for a little while, man. I mean, and now it didn't stop nothing. It didn't stop a damn thing. But
Camrys used to be decent cars. I don't get it.
They still are. Like, I wouldn't have. I don't know.
Mean, Camrys are more so a family car.
It is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it ain't sexy. Now, look, I don't expect. You know, there's certain cars. If a woman look out, and if a woman likes cars and has an appreciation for cars and their aesthetic, she might look and see a Camry and be like, oh, okay, it's cool. You know, and then if she see a BMW, oh man, I like that. You know what I'm saying? I understand the difference. But to really just sit there and stand this man up because he had a Camry, I thought that was cold. And she ain't that bad to even be doing that.
I stand a dude up if he had like a Fiat.
Man.
Because who about to put their big tail in that little behind car?
Yeah, that's pretty. This dude had a Ford Escape, but that was my pregnancy car, so I looked at him like a pregnancy chick. He pulled up.
Wait. So did you stand him up, or did you still?
Went out that night and we had some drinks, so we can talk about it. So after I had a few drinks, we laughed about it. You know, you pulled up Ford Escape, so I drove mine, so we could both pull up together in our Ford.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Y'all tag team the city in y'all Ford Escapes.
Well, he said he had it for a good price.
Fellas, we can't win. We can't ride vans. We can't ride Camrys. We gotta ride foreigns and trucks and something sexy.
No, you don't.
Yes, ain't gonna let us make it, man.
It ain't
your car gotta match your aesthetic in that you can get away with certain cars if you look a certain way. Just be honest. Let me just be honest. My ex-husband picked me up from the airport in a Honda CRV. And he fine. So, you know, he could get away with that. But, you know.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Okay, see, y'all finna make us mad. Finna hurt our feelings a little bit. If the dude look good, if he looks good enough, he can get away with driving.
No, that's what Sheffy said. That's Sheffy. That don't work over here. That ain't gonna work over here. So I think that women, they do have certain women will only date men in a certain tax bracket. So I think she saw that Camry. She said, he can't afford me. He can't afford my needs. I do that with the men that like work at Walmart. If you work at Walmart or you work at a fast food place, you cannot afford me. So I know that.
That's fair.
Absolutely.
So she has a different tax bracket. She's saying if you're driving a Camry, I need so much. Maybe she needs somebody that drives a Lambo or, you know, a Benz or whatever. So
that's a silly way to measure because like that's another thing. It's men with money are not always focused on luxury things. So for her to assume that is a whole nother topic.
That'll get you jammed up because listen, Dana, tell me if this is not true. The most expensive parking lot on a military base is which parking lot?
The dorm, airman, little privates, E1.
The brokest ones got the dopest cars. Yep. Them admirals, them ranking people,
and
ranking.
Live in 1989, and they making all the money. And you go to the dorm, it's whatever year you in.
We had a running joke. you breaking up a little bit, Dana.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you now. You clear now.
Okay.
Now say what you were saying again.
The soft thing, but I was saying like in the dorms they be having like whatever year you in car, they got spoilers, they got kits on it, they got lights under the bottom, and you're making back when I went in 2000, they were making like Aaron basis maybe $800 a month, and they go get these cars at $700 a month. Then they got to borrow money for insurance. It's just like you spending your whole check to look good for somebody you can't even take her out.
Listen, I'll never forget this young lady. She was an E3, and this booger pulled up in a Porsche Cayenne.
What?
Are you serious?
I said,
with a 30% interest rate.
Yo, we everybody like everybody was like now on the other side. I remember there was a guy. He was an E4, and he pulled up in a Corvette. However, if you knew them, he was a white man. He came from family and they had a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? So he came from something that had some money. But for the most part, you see in the military, the brokest ones had a dopest rides, and the ones with all the money, they got a regular old car. That thing might be a little bit old and beat up. They might own about 6-7 properties somewhere though. Everywhere they done been, they buying a house everywhere they go. They don't so
how we were.
So you just gotta be careful. Like I think black people, this is another good point to make is we gotta be careful of what we think somebody might actually have in their pocket based on what they driving. Because they can be broke as hell, but they pushing something.
But they can't. Why they getting them cars? Let's just be for real. Them dudes out there going into whatever debt because women coming, young girls, they run into the one that look like they got money. They don't know if they got money or not.
Right.
And car, y'all see that talk whatever way the guy I think it's on YouTube where he be in the car and he get girls to talk to him. Like, you see my car? They're like, oh, that's your car. And then when they get in the car and he try to talk to them, they was like, what you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me? Fine. They gold diggers or whatever. You only hollering at him for the car. So that's what happens. People spend all their money to look a certain way. Do you get with them? They ain't got nothing.
Yep.
And you can't be and you can't be mad as a man when you present like that and women want to use you for that. You cannot be mad.
You show up a sucker, I treat you like a sucker.
Oh God.
I know here growing up, it would always be, get you a military man. He got benefits. He got money. He got this. And then it's like, I worked on posts and I'm like, I see what these men make. They poor.
Yeah. You don't get to the money.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah, you don't get to the money until later. Like it takes.
You gotta be E5 and up, baby.
You get tired with full benefits and 100% disability. That's when you see money. But y'all can Google I pay. It ain't nothing.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. You gotta put in the time to get to that money.
You got location, a lot of money.
They be like, get him fresh out of AIT so you can get his benefits. And it's like, girl, that man, I make more than that man, and I work at a HBCU. Don't play with me.
So what the last thing I want to talk about, I think we talked about a little bit of that American entitlement earlier. There's
more.
Go ahead, Frank. Go ahead.
Hold on real quick. So we just gonna let that big back brawl live.
You get her.
So we just gonna skirt past her.
No,
and all her audacity. Man, look, man.
Go ahead. I'm gonna bring her back up. Go ahead.
I won't be before y'all long. I just want to say, man, y'all need to stop lying to y'all friends. She feel that way because her friends be lying to her.
But I looked out the window and it wasn't dead. So
she thinks she sits in the position to curve somebody because they caught because her friend be lying to her. Girl, you look good in that. Girl, you ain't big. They just hating. So now she think that she's of the caliber to where she can be picky and judge a nigga by his car. When she ought to be grateful that a nigga decided that he wanted to go pick her up in this day and age, that he wanted to go and pick her up and take her out. Like, your option ain't that plentiful. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. I just want to put that out there. Y'all stop lying to y'all friends. Tell her she big. Tell her she big.
So somebody definitely, like, she's feeling herself, but you know what? I also think it's a byproduct of men, because let me tell you something that I've noticed on social media. These likes, these hearts, and these comments, I'm telling you, I've said this before, and listen, there's a woman that's on my list, and she has like thousands of views, thousands. Like I'll have to share with y'all in the inbox. When I'm talking thousands, I'm talking about she's monetized and she gets commercial revenue. And when you look at, like, oh man, it's so bad. And the dudes be in the comment section, you're beautiful. They go in. She replies to the comments. She replies to the comments, telling them to go check out her other videos, and basically she just wants the attention. But when they get all that validation, even though it's social media, I do think it gets to a point where up here they might think like, hey man, I'm working with that. And then they start treating men accordingly in the real world. So it's not just that women tell them that, girl, you got it, girl, you killing it, this, that, and the third. It is grown men that show them they validate it. Grown ass men constantly validating it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it really don't matter what you look like, because there's somebody out there for everybody. So it's just really about your confidence level and what you put out there as an expectation. That's really all it is. Whatever you can decide what your expectations are going to be, or what your qualifications are going to be for a man, and only date those types of men. I mean, it really doesn't matter what you look like. It's your confidence level.
Yeah. She feeling herself. Like, you can't tell her nothing. And I guarantee you, like that what do you do with that? What do you do with it?
To some men, though, the confidence
What's that?
is attractive to some men. They like the challenge.
That too. That it's a thing. Yeah. I mean, whatever the truth is, that Frank, you saying somebody might need to tell her, man, it might not matter, because she probably got some experience that trumps whatever you saying. Like, maybe the dudes that pull up into certain vehicles, they actually come through. I don't know what they look like.
They be leases.
I find it hard to believe.
Bro, man, listen, I'm gonna tell you now, man. Bro, I'm going, when we get done with this, I'm gonna show you this woman's profile, and I want you to go see. And you're gonna be mortal. It's gonna be, you're gonna be like, you're gonna be mortified. Listen, OnlyFans exist because of what? Tell me why OnlyFans exists. Tell me why. Damn, suck ass niggas. Yes. So why would, bro? I'm gonna tell you right now. If I could get money for showing my feet online, bro, I promise you. I promise.
No.
But women don't. You listen. Women don't give a. Women get money for showing their feet, dude. Feet.
Men get money for showing their feet too.
Listen, not near. There might be a couple, but women get paid to eat slop on camera, because dudes be sitting there. Oh my. Like the things that men fetishize and adore, it's men's fault. Again, OnlyFans exists only because of men. A bunch of women ain't subscribing to a bunch of women's OnlyFans. They ain't supporting with their money. That is dudes doing that shit. So Frank, we gotta make a whole show, and we gotta attack the dudes for doing it.
Run it.
we gotta make a whole show. Anyway, I'm gonna get on to the next thing. I'm gonna get on to the last thing. Last thing I had was again, entitlement. We talked about entitlement, but I also want to know where's the line between somebody being entitled and somebody being an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think sometimes a person is entitled. There are people that are entitled, but then I think there's also people that are maybe just rude. Maybe they're just being difficult. But when is it either or do we have too much of both? I'm gonna play this video, and there's a bit of entitlement, but I think there's a bit of difficulty that the man is presenting based on what the other man had to say.
Because they were upset. This gentleman, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna make your night a living hell until the cops get here. Because you decided to record me,
You don't have a
or
night.
because I asked for music. Okay,
He
know
does
that.
not have a night.
Know that. I'm gonna call the police again.
This is his living. He don't have a life.
I'm gonna call the police again. You picked the right one. I'm really glad. All that Black Lives Matter is bullshit. Know that. Hello. I'm waiting for police assistance. I'm still at 90. Where am I at, Yuli?
Ask the fucking driver.
I don't want to ask this piece of shit. I'm at 96th Street and 2nd Avenue. I've been waiting for police assistance. I was stopped by an Uber driver and illegally charged because I only asked for music, which is part of my contract with Lyft. And the driver pulled over for some reason and got upset. I've been waiting for police assistance because I was illegally charged. He pulled over only because I asked for music. I was never irate or anything. I contacted police. I've been waiting. I was contacted by Lyft as well, and I was told that I'm racist because I called the police. So I need assistance because I'm not getting out of this guy's car until assistance get here. And the thing is that this gentleman is recording me on his personal phone without my consent. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm not getting out this car until police get here. And my money's refunded. It's a Yuli, it's a Kia Optima. I'm sitting parked on the corner. I'm not getting out this guy's car. Kia Optima. No weapons or injuries, no threats or anything like that. But my name is Ortiz and I feel racially profiled. 917-348-9972.
I'm gonna leave the video there. What happened in this situation?
He won't listen to some Texas Red.
So what is Texas Red? What is that?
That the ugly bra, Sexy Red, the one that talking about her booty hole stinks, something like that.
Oh, so but what happened right here? What's the problem? I have an idea of what happened. What's the problem right here?
I mean, it's like you're in this man's personal vehicle. You're not actually entitled to be there if he asks you to leave. And that is actually part of Lyft and Uber's like terms of service. If a driver asks you to leave, you have to leave. And then if you want your money back, you got to take that up with Lyft and Uber. But you done called the police like, well, I'm entitled to listen to music in my, he said something about this is my contract with Lyft. What? That's not a real thing. So I think he racially profiled and probably sexuality profiled.
There you got that. Go ahead.
Because that's a thing. So, because even look at the video still going, he back there just going in, and it's like this ain't even that serious. I don't know. It's unsafe. This being a driver is unsafe, and sometimes being a passenger is unsafe because you're still dealing with perfect strangers. I don't know how I would have handled this. I probably would have like put my piece on them people.
Oh God, here she go.
Now he's antagonizing.
Yeah.
Frank, you go ahead and tell me what happened right here.
I can tell you dude's sitting there. He got that blank stare on his face because he's really contemplating whether or not it's worth going to jail that night. I guarantee he adding up all his money in his bank account and trying to guesstimate how much bail will be. Cause Big Buddy about ready to snap, and he got every right to. He absolutely have every right to, and that's the thing. Cause I used to drive for Lyft, for a little bit, and thank God I never encountered anything like this. But those people really think that they are entitled to your car. Like they don't. It doesn't register to a lot of them that that's not a company car. That's the driver's personal car, and you just paid a little funky $10, $12 to go from here to there in somebody else's car. You can refuse a ride when you want to. So for him to sit there and then waste the police time, what the police gonna do to him when they pull up? There's not a law that's been broken. So I'm guessing, or I'm wondering at this point, with him refusing to get out the man's car, is he now trespassing?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what that is in certain states.
So
this happened to me.
What's that?
This happened to me.
Hold on, what's that?
Somebody wouldn't get out of my car.
Oh, you was doing a lift and they would not get out?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep, I picked up a lady, and it was a turnaround trip. So I was just taking her to the store and taking her back, but the GPS kind of does this thing. Mm-hmm. It was taking me past the store, so I'm following the GPS, and she just snapped off. Where are you going? And I was like, I'm following the GPS. And which store are you going to? I said, aren't you going to this store down here? I assumed based on where the GPS was going. And she said, she was like, I didn't say that. I'm going to that store right there. And so I said, which one? It's 2 stores, so clarify where I'm taking you. I'll just follow your direction since the GPS is taking me the wrong way. Don't worry about it. Just follow the GPS. Don't worry about it. So then we pull up to the store, and I guess it dawned on her. She's like, well, now I don't want to get out of the car because I know you about to leave me, and I left my phone at the house. So she wouldn't get out of my car. I had to call the police.
What the fuck? I listen, I did Lyft for a very short time, and once I realized after I picked up I was in Dallas, and I think I picked up some drunk people one time, and they were leaning, and the only thing I thought, I'm like, yo, they leaning like somebody's about to have an involuntary protein spill.
Yep.
And I said, I don't want that in my damn car. When I saw this, there was one thing that came into mind. Like Chef said, there's some profiling going on just a little bit. There's some sexual identifying, he might have gay profiled that man. And I'm thinking, who knows? Like the dude said, put on some music. I don't know what kind of music that man might have want to put it on. Maybe he just didn't want to entertain that dude. And maybe he already felt some way when he got in the car. Like, hey, I'm picking up this gay guy. And then they asked me to put on music. Man, can you just be quiet and get from point A to point B? But you don't have to put on music. It's nice if that driver does. It will get you points. If you're a driver, I put on music. I was accommodating. That's extra. That does not have to happen. And so even if he did profile him or he did choose to not entertain him because he felt some way about race or sexuality or whatever the case may be, it don't matter at the end of the day because you're not entitled to anything. Jessica, what happened in this situation?
I mean, I think the customer took it a little bit too far. but this happens. I think this happens in America probably more than any other country. We are just overly entitled. But I do think that it's so important, whatever customer service situation that you're in, even if this was a company car, that still doesn't entitle you to act like this. You know, I mean, we were saying earlier, Frank said earlier, they don't think about that this is somebody's personal car, but even if it's a company car, it's still not your property. So it doesn't matter whether you are renting a car and you're paying for the rental, you still need to make sure that car is clean when you drop it off, that it looks like it did when you picked it up. Like, you have a certain amount of responsibility as a customer. Just because you're paying for something doesn't mean that you can do whatever you want to do. You go to an Airbnb, what's the first thing you see? The list of rules when you walk in. This is the way the place needs to be left when you leave here. So, you know, you are using a service, you're paying for that service, but that doesn't mean that you can abuse it.
And the fact that he's just sitting back there in the car still, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't have had his self-control. I would have ripped him out of it. He had a lot of
when he got up, when he physically got up, listen, it would have took everything in me not to hit the gas. Like, hit the gas right there. When his body, as soon as his body is halfway out, I'm gonna hit that gas and we're gonna let it be what it's gonna be. Like, yo, listen, let me tell y'all a story. Man. One of my homeboys, man, years and years ago, we had this date lined up with these young ladies. And my homeboy says, hey, Manuel, Atina, and I'm gonna drop the names. Atina and Jessica was the name of these girls. And my homeboy said, Manuel, I want to get with Atina. Jessica gonna be there, you know, wingman. And I'm like, yeah, Jessica, cool, absolutely, yeah, we're gonna rock out, bet. So my homeboy go from where we live to where they live or to where they are, and he picks them up. They get in the car. We finna go to this club. We finna go to, we're gonna go out. We're gonna go have a good time. They say, hey, pause. We want to go across town to our homegirl house. So then we start thinking with our little heads, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, they want to go chill at the crib. We finna go chill at the crib. So we drive all the way across town, another 45 minutes, pull up to the crib. This girl come running out, the homegirl come running out the car, running out the house, and she just jumped in the car. So now me and my homeboy got 3 women in the car, and we just sitting there. So I'm like, okay, what we gonna do? So the women are just like, well, what we gonna do? And it dawns on me that my homeboy is on a dummy mission. So we go to the gas station, and I told my homeboy, I said, bro, they finna run into the gas station. They finna go get gum. They finna go do what they do. I said, man, when they run it, I said, bro, they ran in there. He putting gas in there like old sucker. He putting gas in there. I said, bro, if you just give me the keys, I'll drive off. I'm like, cause we look like some suckers right now, bro. Like, we out here, man. Like, Jessica cool, but man, she gonna take an L with a homegirl. I said, man, let me just pull off, bro. I said, you ain't even gotta be responsible. I'll pull off and leave their ass here, and then we just did to deal with it later. My homeboy, he's such a good guy. He says, no, man, we can't do that. End of the night, he drive all the way back across wherever I forget how much, maybe we drove another hour. He mad. I'm laughing, making jokes, making slick comments, flirting. And then we get to the house. The girl finally get out the car after we do all this driving and dropping off. And she give him a hug. And she gave him a church hug. She gave him the quick pat. It
wasn't even a hug.
Yeah, she didn't give him a hug. She gave him the side pat on the back.
Like, thanks,
and
champ.
all I want to do is pull off. So this, I know that was a way long, crazy story. I just wanted to embarrass my homeboy Frank, because that was him that did that shit. And to this day,
you do not miss an opportunity to tell that story.
I will never miss something. I have been upset about that for years. I will never get my time back. We look like some suckers out there. Absolutely. But this guy should have just pulled off. I'd have pulled off on this man.
Yeah. Definitely would have pulled off.
Yeah, especially, you know what?
Because my passenger, she wouldn't open the door. Once it dawned on her, she closed the door, locked the door, and was like, I'm not moving. If she would have made a good step, put her foot out or something, I would have been ready to skirt, but she wasn't about that. She knew what type of time I was on.
She saw the look in your eye, the expression on your face. She like, damn, I'm finna get left.
Yep, I'm about to get left.
Why didn't you just drive her back to her house?
Because the way she was talking to me, she was just like, well, you the one that, so no, I want you stranded. I don't want you. I'm not taking you another inch. You getting out right here.
I want you stranded. See, I understand that. I've been there before. Like I said, that situation, I wanted them girls stranded. I wanted them to have to hitchhike across
exactly.
Atlanta.
I'm not taking you nowhere. I'm not convenient. I'm not making it convenient for you.
So I do appreciate that guy. Y'all said he wasn't being because I was like, man, was he being an asshole? I don't know. I didn't see what preceded that. But if the dude was just saying that the dude just did not want to play music and he felt racially profiled and maybe he's profiled because he was gay or whatever the case may be, man, I'm sorry, bro. You just gotta just complain.
That's all the more reason to just get out of his car.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like that's all the more reason to just get out and move on.
Put a customer service complaint on.
Get him to, his friend was like, man, all this over music.
Yeah.
His friend was like, nigga, you tripping.
Mm-hmm.
And then and Big Buddy actually had the right to swing on Buddy when he put the phone in his face and flipped it in his face twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're invading personal space now, and I can take that as a threat.
Yep. And I don't know what my reflexes are gonna do. I don't know.
And honestly, when I look at this, that look on his face is like a man dealing with a woman that is just poking and poking and poking, like she poking. Yeah, nigga, you ain't gonna do nothing. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And you just sitting there, you just eating it, you just eating it, you just eating it, you just eating it. That's a man back there, old bro. You can handle that. You can handle that. Like you can grab him by his neck and just bring him up to the front of that car, man, and just, you know what I'm saying? Y'all remember in Equalizer? Y'all remember in Equalizer when my boy when he grabbed
McCall.
that dude? Yeah, when McCall grabbed that dude and pulled him up to the front and beat his ass while he was driving, bro. Hey, man, get your licks in, man. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. I feel bad for Buddy, man. He gonna be all right though. He gonna be all right. He gonna keep driving. He gonna make his money. He gonna take a little customer service complaint, and then that'll be about it. He gonna be all right.
Man, they probably stopped driving that night.
He showed some hell of restraint. I'm proud of that black man.
He did.
He showed. He
definitely did.
Yeah, he showed some restraint.
I couldn't.
All right, that's all I got for y'all tonight. If y'all gonna be back next week, I know we're gonna have some more shit to talk about, some old stuff. I'm looking forward to that girl Carlee, whatever her name is, the lady that bamboozled the shit out of us. I want details to that story. I want the details. I want to know why she did what she did. It's very important that we figure out why. But that's all I got, y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good night. Y'all. Thank you for coming on back. About time, Desi, you showed back up. You came back home, girl. About time.
4 years.
I know. Came on back home. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Bye, y'all. All right.